Hello everybody out there in YouTube Nation, CFL Nation, Rider Nation. Rough Rider guy here. Last week in the CFL, the closing week was a real bore. Have to admit it. First time I turned off most of the games before even halftime. Clicked back and forth a few times, that's about it. Nothing was decided on the last week of the CFL season, and the games showed it. Pretty boring. Semi-finals this weekend, coming Saturday. Starting off with Hamilton going over to the Montreal Alouettes game field. I think that'll be a pretty close matchup. Now, since Hamilton's picked up their shoes, they seem to have really picked it up since Scott Molanovich or Manovich or whatever his name is there took over as the offensive coordinator. Yeah, Hamilton the last half really turned her on pretty good. Their only problem is quarterback. You know, they don't even know who they're going to start for sure. Bo Levi or Schultz might even play the other guy. I think that was the biggest bullet the Riders dodged this season, was not signing Bo Levi. I was really happy with that one. Never been a Bo Levi fan. I don't like he never runs the ball ever, and he's starting to toss more interceptions than touchdowns. He just will not run the ball downfield, and defenses know that, and just have to push him around a bit in the pocket and you're gonna get a turnover. I don't think he'll probably start. Bo will probably start, and Schultz will come in. Should be a really close matchup though. The turnovers, of course, will be the big factor. It is in every football game. If they leave Bo in, I'm sure he'll throw a couple. And that running back, you need that running game once the fields start getting slippery and they can get away with tackles, and it's colder, harder to pass the ball. Butler with Hamilton, he's had a few really good games. He wasn't good enough for us to keep, but he's doing good in Hamilton. Riders got rid of him. He was in camp. You finding a squirrel ride? I don't see him anywhere, Ryder. But I think the better of the running back is Steinbach in Montreal. And we'll see how Cody does. He's good for throwing interceptions when the pressure's on too, big time. I think the big advantage goes to Montreal because Cody, if he's got the will and wants to go, he can run the football and make you a lot of first downs. That was the only thing I really liked about Cody, was his ability to run the ball. He was terrible at turtling in the pocket though. I'm sure he must have just about set a record again for sacks. And that's not all on the offensive line. But that game should be a pretty close game, and I'll be tuning in for sure. It should be back and forth. I'm expecting. See who can control that ball and not lose it. Like Montreal's defense, I think they scored a third of Montreal's points, or contributed to them with good field position. They played pretty good defense all year. Where Hamilton, they're starting to come on. Like I said, they really come on in the last half of the season. After Scott got in there, they seemed to turn things around. That's why I don't think you'll see him taking a head coach job in Riderville. The other game with Calgary and BC, again, I'm not sure who's going to win that one. I think it will be BC. Calgary went in there in the last game there and scored a lot of points on them, and looked like BC wasn't even showing up. Their defense especially. Which, when it comes down to playing for all the marbles, I think they will be stepping up. And sorry, Calgary. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Calgary. They haven't got a hope in hell with Mayor. Yeah, he's not much of a step up from Bo. They got that backup guy, that great big guy. They can develop him. They really could be a force. I don't know how good he is at tossing the ball, but he's sure got the size for that short yardage, that's for sure. And he runs it hard. Can't remember his name. But they've got a good duel in the backfield, Calgary, Logan and Carey. And so they've got a good 1-2 punch in the backfield and decent receivers, Calgary. But Mayer, he's another guy that refuses to run the ball when he needs to get a first down, and that kills you. You gotta, if you need 6, you gotta put it on your back and your legs and get that first down. He very seldom ever does that. Or the other side of the ball with Adams, he's again a guy, well, that might be his biggest fault, is always wanting to run the ball before he actually looks down, finds a receiver. I think he led the league in turnovers. I'm not sure, but I know he tossed a lot of bad passes and was having way more interceptions than first downs. Touchdowns, that's for sure. He's a quarterback, been around a long time, but he is either right on it or forget it. He's hopeless. He just seemed to have a red and a green light. One's red, one's green. If it's green, he's going good. If it's red, watch out. You're gonna be losing the ball lots. They got a solid running game too, but it'll be up to if BC wants to win any more games. They're gonna have to go get back to playing really good defense like they did before. They had a really strong defense, and it seemed to be tailing off at the end there. But if they come on strong, they'll be a really contender even against Winnipeg. I'm calling for hello buddy, there's a little dog. Hi, how's it going today? Right on. Yeah, not too bad. I like to have the sun, but no wind. That's the nice part.
I like it cloudy like this.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like sunshine. I'll have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
And I'm still thinking BC will win this one. And the other side, pretty sure that Montreal will come out victorious. I'll be pulling for Hamilton though, as I'd like to see them get as close to the Grey Cup as they can. You know, do a better showing than the Riders did the year they had the cup. There's still no news on anybody they've been interviewing or anything. as the general manager. I mean, as the coach in Ryderville. Too soon yet, I guess. I think they could interview a few guys already, though. A lot of guys like Jeffries and Shivers, they want interviews, but I don't think they have a hope in hell. You know, that wouldn't please the fans at all. And O'Day has to please the fans and the season ticket holders. Otherwise, it'll be a disaster and no bums in the seat next season. There's talk of Burris. I don't know. Never been there. And you're not going to win a lot of cups with a big smile. I'd like them to find a guy that's really shows some authority in the locker room and not afraid to call out whoever's not playing and who is playing. You don't really have to call them out, you just have to put them in the bench, make them ride the pines. We need a strong leader as the next coach. O'Day will have his hands full pretty soon here, because it's all the free agents. Every team in the CFL will have a ton of free agents, so see who he grabs when that happens. And that's one thing O'Day, I think he does a fairly good job of managing the money and where he's going to spend on what particular position. He knows as well as anybody we need more strength up in the O-line somehow, and we got to go look for another possibility at quarterback. Like, how long is Harris gonna last? Jake come on pretty good and is learning, but he's still got feet problems as far as I'm concerned. He has to work on his movement of his feet and make some smarter choices throwing the ball. But I'd like to thank everybody that tuned in this season. Picked up quite a few new subscribers, and I'd like to thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. Got a lot of fans, subscribers that comment every week. I love that. Also have fans from other teams. I'll be making some videos here. There's always something happening in the CFL. Something happens what's going on. I'll be turning my camera on and letting you know what I think if you want to listen. I'm not sure why you want to listen to this old timer, but I like saying what I gotta say. I'm not very good at writing things down. Flunked every spelling test I ever took. So it's a good way of me to communicate is by talking on this stupid camera. Well, once it gets closer to the game, I'm not sure who's going to be out right now. They're showing a few guys out for both teams and all the teams playing, but that don't mean much until game day, who they're going to put on the rosters. But I expect these to be really good games. Probably better than the East and West finals. Because I think the power of the league, of course, is Winnipeg and Toronto. And if they make it to the Grey Cup, wowee, I tell you, I think that is going to be a really something to look forward to. Winnipeg wants that cup back. Lost it to them right at the end last Grey Cup. And Toronto, they're looking really good. They got good depth. They're going to be good for a while, where Winnipeg, they're getting to be close to their last hurrah with a few of their players. Not going to be around, getting long in the tooth. And so they might really want to step up, because they might not have another chance at getting the cup. Anyway, till next time, Thanks a lot for tuning in, and go Riders go.